to a successful manager?
Yes, sir.
How do you want to do this? What are the reasons for students to fail or for managers to fail? What are the biggest reasons for failure? Can you list them down? Can you give me example?
The first reason is giving excuses. Like the students is ready to give excuses. They are already well prepared with their excuses while preparing with themselves for the.
So excuses is what you think is the biggest reason for failure.
Yes.
People making excuses that this will not work, or I'm making excuse that this is what the reason was.
Yes.
Okay, that can be one reason. What is the second reason?
The second reason could be blaming others.
So blame.
Yes.
How do you define this?
If a student is not able to perform or complete his assignment or project on time, they blame others or other things for particular things. Like electricity was not there, so I couldn't use my laptop.
Okay. What is the third reason?
Third is justification. They justify that because of the reasons they didn't get answers and.
Okay, so let's say we have the top 3 reasons on why people fail and what are the reasons for failure. Now, do you want to be successful? Do you want to move from a normal person to a successful person?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, what is the biggest success ratio? How does a person become successful?
So, best planning.
Do you take 100% responsibility of your life?
Yes, sir.
100% responsibility?
Persistence.
Do you take 100% responsibility of your life?
Yes, sir.
How?
By performing consistently better.
Okay.
Persistence is also there, sir. Like, and sir, should have a person who want to be successful in life should have that leadership quality. Sir.
Through better planning and continuous time.
So, you think you are 100% responsible?
Not yet, sir.
So, what percentage of responsibility you take? 70, 80, 90, what percentage?
I think it's more over 70%.
So 80%.
80?
60%.
60%. Right. So, if I take 100% responsibility of my life, right, can I be successful?
Yes, sir.
Why not, sir? You can. Okay.
Let's say E plus R is equal to O, right? Events plus responses is equal to your output,
Yes, sir.
right? Can you control events?
No, sir.
As a student, as a person, as a human being, can you control events?
No, sir.
Let's list down the events. Let's say if it's raining, can you control rain?
No, sir.
Can you control the examination?
No,
The
sir.
paper which comes? Right? Can you control government policies? Right? Can you control the environmental policies? Right? Can you control different kind of competitors?
No, sir.
Right? So I cannot control the events, right? Events are not in my hands.
Yes.
Right? What we discussed here, excuses, blames and justification goes to event.
Yes, sir.
Right? I try to justify that this event is there because of this, I was not able to perform. Because of this, I was not able to work out. Right? What we discussed was the blame, that because the paper was out of syllabus, I was not able to work out. This affects our outcome, the result.
Yes, sir.
Right? How the result will be there, if I keep blaming the events, my response being same, right? My output will always be same,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
right? To be successful, I need to change my response.
Yes.
True, sir.
How do I change my response?
So according to the events, like.
Right? So I don't need to work on the events. There is a very simple formula, events plus response is the outcome, right? If I keep blaming the events, if I keep justifying the events, if I keep making excuses for the events, I cannot be successful.
Yes.
But if I keep changing my response, right, my outcome will be positive.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Or my outcome will be negative depending on my response.
Yes, sir.
I want to make a presentation in the morning, right? Tomorrow morning I have a presentation. I take my laptop, I make the presentation, right? And I come and make the presentation here. Fine. On the way my car gets stuck because I didn't start on time, I didn't reach the meeting on time. I was not prepared.
Yes, sir.
Right? I'll start blaming the events. Or I can change the response that I'll start from my home 30 minutes before.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I'll reach at the venue 25 or 30 minutes before the time. I'm reaching before the time. Right? My presentation which is there, I take printout of the presentation a day before.
Yes, sir.
Right? I also take the handout so that if the projector is not working or some other problem is there, I am able to make the presentation properly.
Yes.
Right? Even without electricity failure or something else. So I am changing my responses. Response 1, 2, 3, 4, I keep changing my responses, I keep preparing and my outcome becomes positive.
Yes.
But if I don't change my response and I say that fine, my car got stuck, I was late, right? The person will not wait for me. Right? So my business will get into failure.
Yes.
Right? For a successful business person, If you are taking 100% responsibility, you change your response and you don't blame the events, you don't make justifications and you don't make excuses, right? Your focus goes on the response only,
Yes.
right? So we learned from a simple formula on events and responses, right? That responses are more important than your
Events.
blaming of events or focusing on events.
Yes.
A successful business person, the difference between a successful business person, a successful manager and a normal manager or a normal person is the same, right? A normal person focuses on the events, right? A successful person focuses on the response, right? What we have seen in Taxila also is from last 15 years, 18 years, right? That the students focus on the response and due to this the placements goes higher, right? Due to this the students are more prepared for the corporate world. If you see the competition which is there, right, different colleges which are there, right, the level of placements of the colleges and the students is different, right, and the difference is because of the response, right. The more focused, the more prepared you are, the better your response will be, right. Next time we'll again discuss on the steps on how a successful, these steps and how the reasoning can work out, how you can more focus on the response rates.